give a background before I will ask my question. What is happening? What is happening in Rivers State is really appalling. It's condemnable. It's barbaric. And every good Democrat with good conscience must condemn what Mr. Wike is doing to the people of Rivers State. As we speak, though Sim Fubara too has his own fault, if I may say. As we speak, one of the great assets of Rivers State is still under the control of Barrister Nyesom Wike, which is a private jet that belongs to Rivers State government. Rivers State has 2 private jets from my investigation. One of the aircraft was brought in during the last few months of Wike from Germany, where it was parked and whatever. It was brought back to Rivers State. And when the man became a minister, he left with that private jet. And the same thing, who could allow such to happen under his nose and eyes? Someone is fighting you tooth and nails, and you are covering his sins in the eyes of the world. Call a spade a spade. To me, PDP too, the PDP elders, because I watched this evening, I listened to Barrister Wike, and I listened carefully to the polite insult. Let me use that word, polite insult. He passed that chief judge. Some of them deserve it because we told them. Some of us saw it as a den, but they were carried away for their own selfish reasons. But my question is this, sir. As a PDP man, as a state man, as a disciplinarian that you are, what effort are you putting in place in ensuring, possibly resuscitating the disciplinary mechanism in the party called PDP, if at all there is one? That is one. Secondly, is there a way that redemption could be brought upon by the Nyesom Wike? Because what is happening to me, it is, to me, it is spiritual. I think it's more than physical. What is happening around him? Is there a solution you could proffer for his redemption?
Okay, thank you so much. Those are very powerful questions. Let me start by saying that my sympathy and support for Governor Fubara stem from the fact that I see him as an Omoluabi. If he was a thug, trust me, Wike will not dare him. You know, a bully affects a bully. But because he's always been meek, he said it yesterday that people should not take his meekness for weakness. You know, when you see him, you will know that this is Omoluabi who does not want to offend his boss. Wike did not give Amechi such honor. That's the truth. So Wike bullied Amechi throughout. He never remembered for once that once upon a time Amechi was his. He doesn't like to hear it, but that's, I'm seeing it on the live Instagram. That's the truth. So then number 2, the issue of private jets. I don't know anything about it. I knew there are 2 private jets, but I don't know if one is with Wike. I will not say what I don't know. I'm not an enemy of Wike. What is dictatorship in Nigeria. I have no problem with Wike supporting Tinubu, but you cannot eat your cake and have it. When Atiku, Saraki, and all of them were angry with PDP. They left and they came back later. If they had destroyed PDP, would they have a platform or a party to return to?
Yes.
When you are
Correct,
angry,
sir.
you should never cut your nose to spite your face. Someone is asking me the Jidabiri Abiri that was Amechi ever Wike's boss. Also, Wike was his own boss from day one. I mean, I encourage people, to see themselves as God. Somebody, you are a chief of staff to somebody. Have you seen a chief of staff who is superior to a governor before? I mean, what a question. For some, I don't understand what is going on in our country. When someone is asking if Amechi was ever Wike's boss. So who was his boss? So from day one, he carried Rivers from the beginning. They gave it to him and then they willed it to him. Anyway, that is not too important.
The pituitary mechanism.
No, me, I'm not a... Just though, I haven't finished though. So on that private jet issue, I have no idea. And for me, that is immaterial. If the state people are too weak to fight, because I remember that time how he announced gleefully when he went to retrieve, he said they were hiding it somewhere. I don't know whether it was Germany or wherever. They brought it back to Nigeria. He said some people were hiding it and they brought it back. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Then the other one, discipline. You spoke about discipline in PDP. How would there be discipline if those who were put in place to act, the Damagun was asked to act, he is in active capacity, and everybody knows that the constitution, the same wicked I was shouting on Shingo Kibaloye tonight, that rule of law in Rivers. He has never obeyed one. If you obeyed one, would you be encouraging somebody who is in acting capacity to become permanent? When you know that the constitution of the party states very clearly that if
from the same
a chairman leaves, the next person to replace him must come from the same zone. Yes, from the same region. And that is North Central. And Damagu is not from North Central. And you are encouraging him, and Damagu is even boasting openly
don't you
on
think it is high
that nobody
time?
can remove him.
It is high time like a mini congress or what do you call it?
Let me tell you, it's part of my answer to you, sir. Let me tell you something. I don't have any power in PDP. I don't ascribe to myself the power that I don't have. The power that I have is the one of freedom of speech. And that is what I'm exercising here. That one, PDP cannot take away from me. You understand? Because since I left the party, I believe I played my part as a media person. Okay? So, and that is what I have continued to do. I don't have the power of rigging. I don't have the power of fighting with thugs. I don't have any such power. My power is just to say it as it is and move on. Whatever PDP decides to do with itself, nobody will say, oh, Dele kept quiet. Maybe you were one of those people. Why didn't you talk at that time? Why didn't you do this? So I'm playing my part as a lover of democracy and as someone who has suffered for democracy. So now when you talk about discipline, by now I am telling you that sorry, someone distracted me. Compare lot. I said when you talk about rule of law, we cannot preach to anybody about the rule of law. Because a lot of things, and maybe you missed it earlier on, and I will give you an instant example. Mrs. Sireti Kingibe, senator of FCT, raised an alarm that Wike was frustrating her job, that Wike was not cooperating. The law is clear on it. Wike came on television and abused the woman, lambasted her. That she should go and hug a transformer. Who does that? Is that obeying the rule of law? A woman of impeccable pedigree was insulted by Wike live on TV. So you think he has a monopoly of talking to people anyhow and people cannot refer? And mind you, I have never told you that Wike did not work in rivers. I said Wike did not manage anger very well. I've said that from day one. I always praise him that he's one of the best governors. I'm not one of those people who do in politics. So Wike is a god that nobody can challenge and nobody can talk to him. I talk freely. Anybody who knows me knows I talk. That's not an abuse. I've praised him to highest heavens that he performed. Does that make him the sole owner of River State? Because the man did bridges and did all that, so automatically he should control River State forever. So, Oga, please, I beg. Now back to the discipline. I have the power to discipline Wike. If I had the power, of course, long ago, I would have sacked him from PDP. But you see, PDP is full of elders, and in their collective wisdom, they have been managing him. They have been managing him. I am saying, so did he obey the rule of law? He's the one who talked about rule of law. I'm not the one that spoke about rule of law. What is for you good for other people? Which rule of law has he obeyed? Which rule of law? Now you are fighting, and you are denying. Everybody knows that you are behind all the wahala that this man, yesterday I was almost in tears when I watched a whole governor saying, I've knelt down, I've done, you turned this guy into a robot. Would any of us accept it? Would you be happy if they treated your brother or your sister in that manner? Why do people worship politicians and we can no longer tell the truth? If you were in Fubara's shoes, would you be happy that a man will appoint almost everybody for you in your cabinet? Did he allow anybody to appoint anyone for him?
Is swallowing in River State.
Anyway,
Wike couldn't have taken 0.005% of it during
one. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, now you spoke about Wike's redemption. I am not a pastor. I am not a pastor. I don't know about spiritual things. But to me too, sometimes it has crossed my mind that this thing is out of the ordinary. I don't know if I will call it spiritual or not. Because Wike is one of the most blessed Nigerians that I know. Blessed. Being chairman of a local government, you became chief of staff, you became minister, from minister, you became governor for 8 years. After 8 years, you are now minister again, minister of one of the most powerful ministries. What else? The Giabiri, you don't look to me like a voluntary slave. You will resign because he made you governor. Did someone not make Wike governor? He said he will resign if he is not loyal. I feel there are characters now I know why Nigeria is not making progress. He will resign because someone had the power. So the person then, your God. Unfortunately, I don't worship any other God. God used Wike to make him governor. So be it. He should live with it. He himself said in his own mouth that when you put someone in power, you should not disturb the person. He said it with his own. Maybe you can deny that as well. As his chief supporter, you will resign because somebody helped you to become governor. You resign because somebody sent you to school. You went to Obafemi Awolowo University, for example. You graduated, and because you and the person have problems, you will go and tear your certificate.
But sir, I think
because the man
my
is
final laps on this,
and you are not able to satisfy.
Part of the, to me, what I'm just assessing this within myself. Part of the problems that we have not been able to answer properly. Part of the things Wike is relying on is because Wike believes he has majority of these journalists, press around him, and they cover some of his atrocities. Let me use that word. Because if you look at Wike's trajectory, the last 1 year of his tenure, he says so many things, promises, saying this, I will never do this, I condemn this, I condemn that. If I leave PDP, let him not have peace, let him not do this, let him not do that. Governor is superior. After God is governor. Anybody who is fighting governor is fighting this, is fighting that. I swear to God, this and this and this and that. But all these tapes, they were in the custody of most of the press or media houses we have in Nigeria. None of them, whenever they interview him, none of these TV houses or press media has ever played this video to him to tell him that this is what you saw so date. Are you doing the right thing or not?
No. Please. This evening, Sheung played and I was very happy when Sheung played one of those tapes for him. Of course, he dribbled his way, and there was no follow-up question. He wriggled his way out of it. Everything he said, he denies all the time. He said it. I remember the day Governor Mai of Ebonyi State decamped from PDP to APC. Wike paid television houses that day to lambast him, to abuse him, to attack him. That how can he go from headache to go to cancer? He called APC cancer. On the day of our primary, he vowed that whoever emerges today, he will support him. Did he support anybody? Today, he was saying that they were fighting against injustice. Which injustice? If Atiku had made him vice president, would he be fighting against injustice? But since there are people like the Jabiri who believe that he can do no wrong, I don't blame him. But I, as a humble Nigerian, I will never support such impunity. Wike has spent his 8 years. If he likes, even if the one that gave birth to Fubara, father and children can fight. Husband and fight.
Wike can't take.
There is nothing wrong with it.
What is dishing out to Fubara? What is dishing out to people?
Move on. No, but he said we should appreciate. Yes, I agree, but it doesn't make you a slave. It doesn't make you a slave. I'm not being honorable. Adele, that's your business. I mean, it's your stock in trade to abuse people on social media. You think that bothers me? If that bothers me, I won't be here talking. So anybody can choose to be a voluntary slave. That's that person's. It's a matter of choice. Me, I don't have any problem with it at all. You choose who you want. I'm in a party, and I'm speaking as a party member that what is going on right now is wrong, and what is wrong is wrong. But if you don't see it as anything wrong, no, how do you reconcile with somebody
that I'm ranting or whatever on this thing? I mean, this is an intellectual conversation.
So let's move. Yes. So let's give chance to other people to also ask questions. Thank you. I appreciate your fantastic question. Thank you, and have a good evening. Thank you. Hello. Can you please log out? I invited someone else. I wanted a woman.
Hello, big brother.
Hello.
Very well, thank you. I am so happy with everything you have said today.
How are you?
And I have been abusing people, but don't worry, all of them calling you names. I have stood there to say, I can't say it live, but I have said what I need to say to them. You see, the only question I have is this: why can't PDP punish and expel Wiki?
The answer is very simple. You must give some credit to him. He is, I won't call him a strategist. He's a man who is very, very good at manipulating things. What he has done, he has his guys at our national secretariat in Abuja. They're absolutely loyal
how those
to
things
him.
work in
I
Nigeria.
don't have to tell you why or how. Okay? Absolutely. So, and then, like I said earlier on, the problem with politics in Nigeria is that most politicians, that's what they do full time. That you and I mean, I'm a part-time politician. I've never been a full-time politician. I will not be a full-time politician because I'm not going to waste all my talents just pursuing politics. That's why I come online. I have the time in the evening and I speak my mind. Fortunately for us, we don't have to wait for a newspaper or any television house. This is my own television house, so and I'm broadcasting it live to the world. So, Madam Doyin, let me tell you, if you know what is going on at that national level, you will cry for Nigeria. How can a party abandon its own governor in Rivers?
Quite frankly,
Have you ever
I
heard
have never
such a
heard
strategic governor
or seen a man brazenly do all these things that Wiki has done.
There is someone here on my page right now. The Jabiri
Even
insisting that he hates
if Wiki, you see, this is a problem. You know the
Wiki
reason
been
why I
loyal
actually
to
came on
who?
today and why I like what you're saying. People make this mistake of believing that because I know you personally, because you are my friend, I cannot critique you. You've written things on anywhere that I will come and say I disagree, and you will say, "What do I mean?" And I will say my mind. People, I mean, we've known each other for over 20 years, but I will still say my mind to you. But I will still say to you, Bros, no, this is
Over
how I see it, and you have
20
never,
years.
not because of that, said, "Okay, what do you mean?" or because of that, fought me or anything. Yeah, the truth is, when we see bad, you see, our problem in Nigeria is this. Because once people start eating from a particular person, which is why you said something that I like, the little I have, I manage. This is what I do too. I say to people every time that I know what to say, I know how to say things to some people that I would have become the biggest of girls in Nigeria. I am that bold. But because I know that these things are wrong, and I have learned to live according to my little income, my means, so I can speak my truth out. Many people cannot speak their truth out because that's how they feel, which is unfortunate. We should be fighting for the people. We should be fighting for the country. We should not be fighting for one man or one boss.
No, let me say something. It is very strange that Nigerians who fought against the military
I don't understand
would
it.
voluntarily accept civilian dictatorship.
You know,
it's like there is a cause against Nigeria that those of us to copy their own bad manners. That because
you can't talk
if
again.
your friend is the president, you will not criticize. As far as they are concerned, you are disloyal.
And you will see an obvious bad. I don't even understand how anybody can look wicked in the face. In fact, there's something that is really in me that I'm holding not to speak. There's a precedence. There's a precedence to what I call the nonsense that Wike is doing now. It's because it has worked somewhere. So why can't it not work for me? And that is the plain truth. And that is the truth. And my thing is, do people want to work in Nigeria? They just want to be enriched. This is what I'm in America. I don't know nobody. I pay my bills. I go to work. I'm not, my boss is Trump. I'm not Trump. We live, we exist. He can't fire me. He can't take my food. What kind of country is our own? The thing is painful. Oh man, do me. Look what you and whoever is saying the truth is because they didn't give you food or you have eaten before. Therefore, you should not talk. So if you do something bad that I know, I will say because I know you, I will not talk. Me, I will talk.
No, loyalty is okay. Even if you commit murder, yes, you can get away with it as long as I am loyal. Yeah. Look, I am telling you, what you have just said right now is exactly the problem. And I'm happy that someone is smart enough to
understand what he's doing.
What UK is doing is to copy from somewhere else. Using the same. If I'm president of Nigeria, I'll just make enough money. I'll just do everything. I'll buy
that we know that the judges you are meeting with, you are seeing that. Don't we all know these things? We all know these things now. That means give other people a chance. But I'm happy I have ventured and I have said my mind.
I don't know. Because sometimes, I pity our judges because sometimes people abuse them and it does not mean that they are all corrupt. I don't believe they are all corrupt. These guys are doing their own work and these politicians just try to see how they can manipulate them. Tonight it was said on television,
please go and you see, me, I'm the kind of person that once you have gone wrong, there's nothing you can do to go right, in my own opinion. Wike should just leave this man alone. He has enough to let he should just go.
Let me tell you, it will not leave him alone. Go on. But I'm sure when you grew up in Ife, you read the story of Efusheta and Ura. I've recommended it to him many times. You should go and read about Efusheta and Ura, Yalo de Badon, and see what happened. Go and read about tyrants in history. Go and read about them in history and how things end up. Wike will not leave him alone. Look, there is a saying, I think it's in Kurumi by Professor Larutimi, that when they ask a tortoise, when will you come back home on this journey you are going? Not until I've been disgraced and disgraced. See how the guy is so smart. They wanted to trick him.
We all know that.
So that it's so chaos, obvious. Then they will declare state of emergency and remove him as governor. The guy made sure not fight them. That's strategy. The man, so okay, you want to fight yourself, go and be beating yourself. Go and set fire to government buildings. Go and do whatever you like, all these hoodlums. The man just stood there, he didn't fight nobody. That's the best thing. When somebody
and it's making it obvious that he's doing it, so people can say, Wike, what else do you want? I mean, like you have said, who has Wike ever obeyed? Who has Wike ever listened to? Who has Wike ever respected? Even the president is latching on to. The president is using Wike. We know. President said, I mean, so for Wike to even I mean, let me just let others come in. But honestly and truly, I actually am for you and with you 100% because I have listened all the times you keep going off. It's not service. They are flagging you. You know, when you are saying the truth, there are some professionals that they will just make to be making you lose the thing so that you can lose steam and then you give it up. The little I have had today, I know some sane people with brains, something between their hairs, they can relate with it. And they know the truth. And that is the truth that you have said. The fact that Wike gave you a contract at some point, in fact, it makes me really respect you the more. The fact that somebody has given me something before and I say, yes, I have worked for you. But right now you are not doing right. God bless you, big brother. I appreciate you. And let others have an input. Oda, Koburu. Odabo. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you.
I think you have to take me out. I don't know how to do it. Oh, okay.
No, you can take it. You can take yourself out. You can take. Yeah. Okay. As I said, I'm a part-time politician. I'm not too bothered again. Whatever they like to do in Nigeria, let them do it. I'm a student of history. I know that definitely they won't get away with it ultimately. That's all. Why worry yourself about them? I do my work. I am extremely satisfied with what I do. I'm very proud. I live globally. I go everywhere. I get invited. I get celebrated by people, and I've never been a governor or anything. So those who want to remain local champion and be fighting local battles, I leave them to be fighting. My own is just to talk and keep my brain fresh. That's all. I'm not too bothered. If they like, they can destroy Nigeria. Let them continue. Yeah, when even governors are afraid. So what do you expect ordinary politicians who have no money? Governors who already have money, God has placed them there and they're afraid. So that's Nigeria. You see, the strategy is to use fear mongering to conquer Nigerians. That has always worked. And you will find enough people to defend it that yes, it's their right to conquer us because they paid, they are the ones who built the party. From which money? Nobody will ask. You know, oh yes, he's very rich, or he's the one sponsoring everybody, bought forms for everybody. Is that how America that we all run to? Is that how they built it? One man will sit there and say, I bought forms for everybody, and everybody will be clapping that, yeah, you have done well. There is no human being like you. So, like I said, that is no longer our business.